Alrighty, g'day guys, and welcome back to our week 6 video of the APA Little Cup League. This week we are up against one of our good buddies and someone we've been helping out this season in Aaron2420. There's a phenomenal guy, great battler, but this is his first Little Cup League. So understandably his draft is either very scary or a little underwhelming with a couple of holes, and I think he's got both of those, really. Running down his team real quick, he does have the 6 you can see on the screen, the Scrub, the Dwebble, the Chimchar, the Snova, sorry about that, the Shinx, and the Spritzy. He also has a Golett, which he decided to leave in the back. He has a couple other Mons, like 2 of those being his tier 4 Mons, which aren't the strongest. So, I mean, he brought kind of what I expected here, to be fair. He did leave a Petalil, that was another one he left at home. But yeah, so getting into it, the first major hole that Aaron's team, and really the downfall, is that he has no hazard removal. And against a team, and against most teams in the league that sort of have rocks, rocks and maybe like one spiker as like their hazards, that's not too bad. But against our team, we have webs, spikes, and rocks, and unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles here for Aaron. He didn't have the best matchup against us. We were also helping him build for some of this season, so all in all, it was going to be a tough one, but still going to be a lot of fun nonetheless. Getting into our team, we can see we have Streamline here, Wimpod. He's making an appearance again. He has the same 4 moves that he has brought most games. We've got Taunt, Spike, Scald, and Aqua Jet, and this was my designated lead. No matter what 6 mons he brought, this was always leading because it did one of 2 things. It either got up Spikes because it outsped his whole team, and got up Spikes, which then he couldn't remove. Great for some of his fatter mons like the Golett, like the Spritzy, like the Skrulp, which can be hard to kill. Or if he led the Dwebble, it taunted that thing and stopped its shell smashing, and then could proceed to either take a hit, and then wimp out into something that I can kill the Dwebble with, or at least knock off its berry juice, or something like that. Or if he tries to smash and I taunt, I can then go for a Scald or an Aqua Jet and get some damage off. So those were the 2 scenarios that I saw. I was spiking against everything that wasn't named Dwebble, and then against Dwebble I was taunting, and Scald and Aqua Jet were there for just maybe spread some burns or get in a last-ditch effort. Aqua Jet was more there for if Dwebble somehow did set up late game and I needed that last little bit of priority to finish him off. So yeah, pretty simple. One thing you will notice is there is this glaring number down here at the bottom of the screen with 312 EVs left over. And yes, in Little Cup you do have some EVs left over, that's the way it is, but not 300. I made a big boo-boo and forgot to put the rest of the EVs in. I was like, oh, I'm just going to go max speed with Naive because I don't want to lower attack or special attack. Base 30 defense doesn't really matter if it goes down because you're getting into wimp out range anyway. I'll just go max speed with a naive nature to be able to outspeed his whole team, and then I moved on to the next one, and I didn't notice this until I was looking over the team afterwards with Aaron. And yeah, we actually did play in call. It was a lot of fun. That will, unfortunately, because I cannot live comm as of yet, my computer barely likes me doing post comms. That will be up on Aaron's channel. I think he's on vacation at the moment, so that will be out in probably a week or so. He'll catch up with those, but do go check him out when it does go up. It was a lot of fun, and a great guy. But moving on to our next mon, we have Unsheathed, our Pawniard, making another appearance. This is a fun set this week. We got a Violet Pawniard with Knockoff, Ironhead, Rock Polish, and Sucker Punch. And I did not need anything other than Dual Stabs this week, because his Aaron does not have a fighting type, so that meant he didn't really have anything to resist my Dual Stabs. I hit him for at least neutral on any of them. Could get a Rock Polish up. Now, Chimchar does get Mach Punch, pretty sure. Yeah, I think it does. He gets Vacuum. He gets some priority fighting move, something on his team does. And so that's why I ran Sucker Punch, because if I am at +2, I do outspeed his whole team, and then the Sucker Punch will go off, and I'll get a big lot of damage. Because as you can see, we're running 236 in attack EVs with an Adamant Nature Man. You see that 19 attack, and that is very strong. That is a very strong Pawniard. I just needed the 36 EVs in speed because that did outspeed his whole team, including Scarfers. Because the fastest thing on his roster was, I believe, actually no, it did outspeed everything that was all his Scarfers. And the only thing I couldn't outspeed was the Dwebble after a Shell Smash, because that thing can hit like 30 speed, which is ridiculous. It is way too fast. But yeah, so then threw the rest into HP, made it a rock-friendly number, and then put 36 in defense and SPDEF. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. Looking to do a good job this week. Next up, we have Rosie, the Life Orb Slugma. And Rosie has been putting in the finest of work. Up until this week, Rosie is our joint kill leader, and from a tier 4, that is ridiculous. It is joint lead with Sandygast. Looking at our team, we have so many threats, but one of our defensive mons and one of our tier 4s is leading our kills, and that just shows how evenly balanced this team is. Having a lot of fun with it this season. But yeah, getting back on track. I'm going off on a lot of tangents today. We've got Flame Charge, Flamethrower, Earth Power, Recover, and looking at his team, and especially the 6 he brought, Flamethrower, Earth Power, that hits his whole team. Earth Power nukes the Skrulp. Flamethrower hits the Dwebble. Earth Power hits the Chimchar. Flamethrower obliterates a Snova. Earth Power drops the Shinx. And then, Flamethrower, Earth Power, Flamethrower does alright to the Spritzy. The Spritzy was a fat mon, but it couldn't do much back to us. And we have the Recover, so if he wasn't like a Calm Mind or a Nasty Plot set, we could actually beat that thing 1v1 from memory. We've got max speed with the Timid Nature, because that means after a Flame Charge, we outspeed his whole roster. We got 18 speed, and his fastest thing, Unscarfed, is 17. Through max special attack, and then 36 in HP, defense, and SPDEF to make it all nice and dandy. Now we've got our Doduo up next. Doduo does very well this game. It clicks Brave Bird and doesn't have to worry about a thing unless your name is Shinx, to which then I have Knock Off. I can knock that thing's item off. I also have Thrash with Tangled Feet, so we can thrash a couple of times. And then what Tangled Feet does is, if we're confused, which we will be after Thrash because it's like Outrage, it'll confuse us after 2 to 3 turns, it'll boost our evasion. And that means we could get some cheeky dodges in there. So if he goes into Dwebble and tries to, eat a Thrash, then we might, Rock Blast has a chance to miss. I believe it's like 80% accurate, 90% accurate, something like that. Then you throw in a +1 evasion, and that thing is actually, it's doing all right. Yeah, so Doduo is looking to do some work. Standard EV sets, 18 speed with 18 attack. You know this set by now. Very, very fun set to use. Then we got little buzzer right here, Cutie Fly. And we got the Berry Juice this week with Sticky Web, Psychic, Moonblast, Defog. Now, Defog was in case he decided to set T-Spikes, Spikes, and Rocks with Dwebble, and it just got a bit much. I had the option to Defog. I didn't anticipate ever clicking this move. But yeah, it's just nice to have it. Moonblast Psychic hit his team very nice. His resists to Moonblast included Skrulp and Chimchar, sorry. Psychic hit the Skrulp super effectively and hit the Chimchar for neutral because that thing's not fighting type yet. I could have gone with HP Ground, but Psychic just had a bit of a nicer roll against the Skrulp. And yeah, so it was set up webs, make things slow, mean that Slugma might not have to set up a Flame Charge, Pawniard might not have to set up a Rock Polish, Doduo might outspeed some Scarfers. It was just good fun this week. Then we got last mon on the team. We got Jazz Hands, Eviolite mon with Psychic, Toxic, Wish, Protect. Toxic was basically for the Spritzy. This was my Spritzy answer. As you can see, we've got a lot of SPDEF with the Calm Nature. Oh, there we go. A lot of SPDEF with the Calm Nature. A whole bunch of HP, and then the rest sort of thrown between defense, a little bit in speed, and a little bit in special attack. So yeah, Spritzy was the one that I didn't really deal with well. Obviously I had the Pawniard, but if you predicted that switch in and went for Hidden Power Fighting, or if he wore that thing down early, I wanted to have a backup answer to that. And that's where this Drowsy came in. And I also didn't have another mon that had an Eviolite, so I figured, why not? But anyway, that's enough babbling for me. let's get into this game here. As whoops, we're gonna just do some live editing here. There we go. And now I'm going to hit play on that. And as you can see, Aaron is going to challenge us, or Miku as his in-game character is known as. And he's going to lead with the Chimchar. And my plan, as I told you in the team build-up, was to always lead Wimpod. And Wimpod comes out, and I expect a fake out here, as he does go for it. Chimchar is an adorable one. He gets the crit. That does a decent amount, and I decided to just set up a spike here. Figure why not? A nice layer of spike. This was this thing's job. A spike breaks the double sash. He goes for the flamethrower. Chimchar standing there bobbing its head, looking all adorable. It's great, mon. I wish it was fighting tigers, then it would be amazing. But yeah, Streamline goes down, turn 2, and I was okay with that because it did its job. And I bring out Slugma, as he goes into Dixie, and I click Flame Charge. He gets hurt by the spikes, gets a bit of Flame Charge chip, and that means that this is probably a 2-hit KO. Lose a bit of life orb health, is what it is. Go for the flamethrower here. Look at Slugma. Gotta love this boy. One of the most fun mons to use, and that does so much damage. As he tries to go for a wish here, and I'm predicting the Protect to come out here. I could have gone for a recover, get back a little bit of health, but I figured it wasn't worth it. We're only down 4 health at this point. And I think at this point I was talking to Aaron, and we were in call, and I'm like, well, if you are Eviolite, then you can just kind of stall me out here. But as you can see, he drops, and that never killed if he was Eviolite. He's told me in the call that he was actually Berry for the Pawnyard. And now George comes out here, the Chimchar, and it's going to bobble its head again, and it's going to fake out as I predicted. I probably should take Spritzy off the layout, and that was getting Spritzy going. It was huge. I go for an Earth Power here, and that's just going to bop the Chimchar. And yeah, so goodbye to that. Slugma picking up another 2 kills. This thing is going ham this season, as he goes into Maple his Snova to set the hail. And I think at this point his plan is to kill me through hail and through life orb recoil. He goes for an ice shard. That's not going to kill us. That's going to do a whole 3 damage. And this flamethrower, I don't need to let you wait for this. You can just see how quickly this HP bar drops. Even with a little bit of lag from my recording here, that Snova goes down, and Slugma has 3 kills already. And out comes Simba the Shinx, as this thing might be scarfed. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for the Earth Power anyway. And it just decides to, you know what, it goes down. And so Shinx goes down. He had no answer to this Slugma. He didn't bring a Scarfer. And out comes Squirt here. Now, here I was thinking maybe he has the Protect. Maybe if I recover here on the Protect. But as you can see, he does. And I go for the Earth Power. I thought, you know what, it's not worth it. If I can kill this thing, it'd be great. But alas, Rosie goes down after picking up 4 of the finest kills. Slugma is so much fun to use. I have all these threats, and Slugma is the one to use. I send out Drowsy. I'm going to click Psychic. Here is no brain play. Drowsy's job was to check the Spritzy. Drowsy gets burnt here from a Scald, doesn't matter. So I just look at this. We can watch this. He reveals to be Eviolite, I'm pretty sure. So he can take an extra one of those. And now I'm thinking, well, this is actually not the worst for me. He's going to Protect here, get off a bit of hail, bit of burn damage on me. But the hail stops, as you can see. So we go down to 13 HP. I'm pretty sure I can live another Scald, as that's what Aaron decides to go for. Yeah, we live that comfortably on 5. And this is kind of scary at this point, because, 3 attacks, Shell Smash, Dwebble can do a lot to us, but at this point Aaron thought that I was Sash Cutiefly. I was not Sash Cutiefly. So he's like, oh, this game's over. And I was trying and call not to give it away as much as I could. And as you can see, he Shell Smashes here. And we'll wait to see an item proc. If it's White Herb, this is bad. It's not, so here's going to be Berry Juice. I click Toxic here. Just getting a bit of residual damage, meaning that hopefully between like protects and all this sort of stuff, I can live long enough so that I can take out this Dwebble. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. So he goes for the Earthquake, revealing that he does have the Earthquake, which is unfortunate. I did think about switching out here into my Cutiefly, but I decided no, it's probably not worth it. He predicts that switch, goes for the Aerial Ace. As the Toxic's going to rack up a little more, and it doesn't take him below half. Thank God. If that Toxic damage took him down to below half, I think I was dead there. As Pawniard comes in, clicks Sucker Punch, and Pawniard does what Pawniard does best and takes this thing down. And even though I've forgotten to take Scrolp off the layout, we do win that one 3-0. Great game to Aaron, a lot of fun. He is still fairly new to Little Cup, so I don't blame him for not really prepping for a Flame Charge Life Orb Slugma. That is, like, when you look at my team, and even like experienced Little Cup players said they wouldn't have prepped for that. Looking at my team, you have a Pawniard, you have a Doduo, you have a Cutiefly. There's also a Crabrawler. Like, Slugma's like way down on the list of things you prep for, and I think that's what's made it so fun to use, because it shows that tier 4 mons aren't always just pick it because I have to. Like, Slugma and Wimpod have done a lot this season. They've come and they've been quite vital to helping me out here. But next week we do play Obo, I think, and he's Seattle Sands. Yeah, it was Obo, and he's got a very scary team. He has Sun plus Mienfoo, and one thing that my team is kind of been relying on this season is speed control. As you can see, we have, hazard control more so. We've got the webs, the spikes, the rocks, we've got the spin blocker, we've got the Defiant user. But Owen has probably the best check to Pawniard in Mienfoo, and he also has some very reliable defoggers. So it's going to be an uphill battle, but I think we can do it. But you'll just have to wait till next Monday to find out. But for now, guys, I will stop rambling on, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.